broadcast is now starting. All attendees are in listen-only mode.
Good afternoon, everyone. It's Mary Ann Brell, Product Sales, and Roberta Perego, Product Sales, on the call right now for our Lunch and Learn. Welcome. I'm just waiting a minute or two because I sent the wrong link out earlier today. I apologize to those who may be stuck because of that, but I want to wait another minute. We gave customer care the correct link. So we should be clear on getting everyone on who wants to know. This session is being recorded, so we will have this available on our website pretty soon, probably tomorrow, in case people would like to hear it but are not able to attend. So we're going to be taking questions, and you can see on your screen, you should be able to see there's a place that you can type in questions, and we have some things to talk about, but we also will be taking any questions you have as we go along. Just type them in and we'll address them at different points during the session. I think in another minute or so, we'll start our session. And the questions are coming in, so that's good. Everyone should be able to see those questions. Roberta, I think we should go ahead and start because we've got lots of questions going, and we have a lot of things we already know you'll want to know, which may answer some of the questions. So go to it, Roberta.
All righty. So just in case you've never been on one of these before, here's how you can ask a question using the question box on the right side of your screen. Type the question in, and then we will answer it. So we wanted to give you just a little bit of a refresher on digital cookie orders. We get a lot of questions about those. So there's three options for customers. They can donate cookies only, and that goes directly into eBuddy. You don't have to worry about those at all. They can have cookies shipped to them. They pay shipping, and that goes directly into eBuddy. You can see all those orders on the Girl Orders screen, and there are also reports for digital cookie that you can look at. And they can combine shipped and donated. There's also in-person delivery. This requires you to take some action. It requires the parent to approve the order, first of all, and then the parent should be totaling all of those in-person delivery cookies and putting those totals on line 63 of the girl order card. They're then added into the rest of the girl's initial order, and the total of everything on that order card goes into eBuddy as that girl's initial order. Customers can combine an in-person delivery with a donated box as well. In that case, you do not put the donated box into eBuddy. The only thing that goes into eBuddy are the cookies that the girl's actually going to take to that customer's home. So here's some initial order things that we thought you might be interested in. So again, for digital cookie, you should probably remind the parents and check with the parents to make sure they didn't put those in-person delivery cookies somewhere else on their order card, that they didn't list each customer separately. They just need to put the total on line 63. Those cookies then arrive with the rest of the initial order cookies in April for the girls to deliver. And again, no donated boxes go on the order cart from Digital Cookie. Donated boxes, when a girl goes to someone's house and they want to donate, those go on the order cart in the donated column. And we're going to talk about them in a minute. Do-si-do. So when a girl sells 110 boxes, and it doesn't have to be on her initial order, this is a total, she's going to earn $25 of do-si-do. And we just like to remind people that $25 is the cost of membership. So if she sells 110 boxes, she can have her membership paid for using her do-si-do. Also, troop profit. If your troop reaches a per girl average of 110 on initial order, your troop will receive 75 cents per box profit instead of 70 cents. And that's figured on the girls selling, not on all the girls that are listed in the troop, but on the girls that are selling, and that's figured by eBuddy. So donated cookies on initial order. A lot of people ask, what do I do? Where do I put these numbers? So you have a couple of options. You'll see on the left of your initial order screen a column that says op-drop, sort of an abbreviation from op-drop for op-drop. You put cookies in there if you don't want to touch them. You don't want to collect them in your house. You don't want to have to bring them to the load-in event, and you don't want to have to bring them to one of the offices. So you don't want to touch them. So then you put them in that op-drop column. That goes into a running total that we get, and we take all of those cookies from whatever's left in our warehouses when booth sales are over. And if we need to order more from Little Brownie, we do that. If you put the cookies in that op-drop column, the girls still get credit, the troop gets credit, you just don't touch them. And those cookies, as I said, we get them from the warehouses and they become part of our load-in event. Or if we have to order them from the bakery, they'll go directly to a base. We usually have a base that our volunteer makes arrangements with that will take a large shipment of cookies. The GOC column, which is on the right-hand side of your order screen, that stands for Gift of Caring. You can put cookies there if you want to handle the cookies. Maybe you have your own troop recipient. You're going to give some cookies to a food pantry or a children's home or a homeless shelter or your local fire department because they came and did a program for you. Whatever you want to do with your Gift of Caring cookies, that's just your own troop recipient, that you definitely want to put in that GOC column. If you want to have cookies to bring to the load-in event for Operation Cookie Drop, then you can put those cookies in that column. You can also split your donated cookies. So let's say that your girls have 60 boxes of donated cookies on their initial order cards. You want 30 of them for your own troop recipient, maybe the food pantry, but you only want 30. So put 30 of them in the GOC column and put the other 30 in the op-drop column. You can do that. Okay. Okay. Whoops. So that actually is the end of what, oh, well, Marian, you had something else I think that you wanted to say that we don't have a slide for.
Okay, I got a call from someone today who was very anxious about an order she put in. She thought she was too late to get girl rewards. And I assured her that the only girl rewards that had to be completed, the sale had to be completed by March 9th, were the initial order rewards. So on the paper order card, all the way to the left in lavender, are the initial order rewards for girls, and those were for sales during initial order only. So this parent was concerned because her daughter had sold 125 boxes and she thought she wasn't going to get the phone ring, the creative caddy, or the patches that her daughter had earned during the sale. No, those items that I just mentioned are final girl rewards. So it's the whole sale totals that earn those final girl rewards. So for that 75 box item and for the 35 box theme patch, the girls have to attain those totals by the end of the sale in May. So initial orders that came in Digital Cookie, those count toward their rewards, but this parent was very concerned about putting it into Digital Cookie, so she got the final reward. So don't worry about any of those 35 theme patch up rewards. Those are for the total sale. So if you're doing booth sales, digital sales, paper order card sales, all of that counts toward final girl rewards. That's what I wanted to say.
Okay, so I think we're ready to answer some questions. I see, Marianne, you've answered a few privately.
Yes, I have, and most I've answered to everyone.
Okay.
So someone's asking, can you address the Operation Cookie Drop orders? I know Roberta just covered this. In eBuddy, I see donated and shipped, donated, etc. categories. Do any of these need to be included in my initial order? As we had on the first slide, we're saying to you, if you have digital orders, there are three different ways people could have participated, your customers could have participated in that sale. If you've got donated cookies, you don't have to do anything with those. If you have shipped cookies, you do not have to do anything with those. It's the in-person delivery cookies that must be included in your initial order. There, Roberta has put up the slide again. Number 3 is what we're talking about. So the parents need to tell you what cookies they need for initial order for delivery from Digital Cookie so that those cookies can come on the truck and you can have those for delivery. And a parent can get the totals for Digital Cookie in-person delivery right there on their digital order. They click on cookie orders, and then a list appears of what orders are there. Then they can click in Select All under the Orders section, and then they put in Export, and then there will be an Excel list that shows them what their totals are that they need for girl delivery orders. Okay, next question. Do we include Digital Cookie in-person orders placed on 310 on the initial order? Would you answer that, Roberta? I can,
Yeah,
or you can. Go ahead.
Yeah, technically initial order ends on the 9th. However, and I don't know, Marianne, I think that they could, because initial order doesn't go in until the 15th, so if you want to add those cookies to your initial order, you can do that. There shouldn't be any problem as far as rewards go. I would say if you see an in-person delivered order, if it's been approved and finalized, then you can still add that into your initial order.
The person asked, does eBuddy distinguish it? I know we have to add the in-person delivery orders manually to the initial order, but I think you answered that. Can someone change the delivery option for an online order? They chose to have it shipped, but now want it girl delivered. No, you can't, Billy. If you have got, once you put an order in Digital Cookie, it is signed, sealed, and delivered. You can't change it. There are 2 donation inputs in eBuddy. What do we put in each? Well, Roberta was just explaining that. Here she's got the slide up again. You want to talk to that again, Roberta?
Yes. If you want if you don't want to touch those cookies at all, you don't have your own troops recipient, you want them all to go to Operation Cookie Drop, but you're not sure if your troop can go to the load-in event and you don't want those cookies sitting in your house, then you're going to put them in the op drop column on the left-hand side of your initial order screen. You'll get troop credit, the girls will get credit, and those cookies will become part of the load-in event because we take whatever's left in the warehouse to fulfill the numbers that have accumulated in that column. We can see those in eBuddy. And if we don't have enough, then we order more from the bakery. But if your troop has its own troop recipient, boy, why can't I say that word today? Recipient, which may be a food pantry or a homeless shelter or whatever, then you want to put those numbers in the GOC column, which stands for Gift of Caring, because then you'll have those cookies. You will touch them and you'll have them. And you can use your extras from when eBuddy rounds up to full cases to fulfill those GOC cookies. If you plan to go to the op drop event and you want to bring some cookies, then you can put them in the GOC column. You can also split your cookies. So if you have 60 cases that are donated and you want 30 cases for the food pantry, you will put those in GOC. But the other 30 cases you want to go to Operation Cookie Drop, but you don't want to have to bring them yourself, then you'll put them in the op drop column.
Okay, someone's asking, we know cookies are rounded up to the case. Are cookies rounded up by the girl or by the troop? I will answer that. So as you put each girl's order into eBuddy, eBuddy continually ups how many cases are coming to the troop based on what the girls have orders for. eBuddy rounds up the troop order to the case. It does not make sure that a girl is getting a case. You're going to get all these cases of the 8 kinds, and then you're going to count out the orders that each girl has. So if she has 1 lemon ordered, 1 Savannah Smile ordered, then you're going to give her 1 of that. But there should be other cases for the troop, and you're going to count out what each girl ordered. eBuddy does not round up by the girl. It's by the troop. And you can see how many cases you're getting at the very bottom of the initial order screen. It gives you a total boxes, and then the next line is cases to order. How do girls get their dosi? What was
Okay,
that?
I was going to throw something in
Okay.
because somebody asked a question that I answered privately, but I thought it might be good to mention this. So you might see in eBuddy on your sales report where it shows you how much your troop is getting. So far that's being figured on the digital cookie orders that are in your troop so far. And it's figured at 70 cents a box because that's our base. If you reach that 110 PGA on initial order, then after the initial orders are submitted, then you will see that your profit has been changed to 75 cents a box, and that profit goes back to the very first box that was sold. So it will apply to all those digital cookie orders that have been placed so far. And another thing that I know I've been asked, I don't see that question here though, March preseason booth sales do not count towards initial order, and you won't be able to assign those cookies until after the initial order is submitted. So it'll be late in March before you can assign them. Booth sale cookies never count towards initial order.
Okay, someone's asking, what can we do with the extra cookies from our eBuddy order? We are new and did not sign up for a booth. Can we sell them back to the cupboard? Can we have other troops buy or cookies to sell at theirs, etc.? So there's a lot of different things you can do with extra cookies. When the materials were distributed, every girl should have gotten the paper order card that's 4-color. And then there also was a black and white form for goal getter. And the goal getter phase follows the initial order phase. And that time is a time when you can reach perhaps new customers. You never asked a customer or they weren't home when you went to the door. You can add any extra sales to that goal getter form. And extra boxes you have left from your eBuddy order can be sold using that goal getter form. The cupboard does not take back any cookies. Council does not take back any cookies. Troop gets them. The troop owns them. So they could sell them at a booth. They could also load in their extra boxes and go door to door. Or they could also put them in a thing that eBuddy has that's new this year, Cookie Exchange tab. If you put your extra boxes in that Cookie Exchange tab, it's kind of a scratch sheet for you to keep track of what extra boxes you have. You put them in there and everyone in your service unit can see what extra boxes you have. That Cookie Exchange is available for the other troops to see, and then there's contact information for if the other troop wants to get some of your extra cookies, they can contact you. You could give them some of your cookies and then transfer cookies to them so that that other troop has the financial responsibility of those cookies. Once they take some of your cookies, you want to go back into Cookie Exchange and reduce the number of cookies that you have for another troop to get. So that's kind of like a little marketplace that service unit people can share what they have or what they're looking for. Well, really show what they have. Another troop can find them right there in their own service unit. How do we give to our chosen charity? If you've asked people for donations, you've hopefully told them who you're going to get those cookies donated to, and you should contact that charity and get the cookies to there yourself. Council runs the Operation Cookie Drop. That's our charity for the council, and that's what we can arrange, but troops arrange their own gift of caring recipients. Someone's asking, what does no reward proceeds 00 on the sales report from eBuddy mean? I'm pretty sure you are talking about what it says in preseason. Right now we've got two different areas in eBuddy open, the preseason and the 2018.
Hello? Hi.
Hi, Liz. You're going to answer that? Oh, okay.
I answer what?
I just got on. Okay, we're on the call. I'm answering a question.
Oh, I'm sorry.
So where it says no rewards proceeds, I believe that you're looking at the March booth section, the preseason section. Those cookies will be moved over to the 2018-19 season in a few weeks. And so all of those proceeds are the proceeds will reflect what they should reflect when they're moved over into the regular season. It does not mean you're not making profit on cookies that you sold during March.
I see a few questions relating to rewards, so I'll lump them all together. The girls get their rewards from the troop leader. So the rewards are shipped to the service unit cookie chair. Initial order rewards will be sent probably in April, shortly after we submit the initial order. And those should be given to you when they arrive. A lot of service units give them out at their cookie delivery, and you should give them to the girls then because they earned a reward for initial order. They should get it soon. Let's see, where were the other questions? Did you have to choose rewards before cookie sales started? No. The levels at which there are choices are all final rewards. So you do need to check with your girls before the date to submit the final rewards, which is in May, and that date is in your troop cookie book. It would be a good idea, actually, if the girls turn their cards into you, to ask them to circle what they would want if they reach those different levels. So let's say a girl has 110 boxes on her initial order. there's a good chance she's going to get to 125. She may even go beyond that. So ask her, if you reach 125, what would you want? Do you want the Creative Caddy or do you want the Do-Si-Do? And if you reach 200 boxes, do you want the umbrella or do you want the Do-Si-Do? That way you'll be prepared when it's time to enter those orders into eBuddy. And if you don't get that ahead of time, you do need to check for them because it's essential that a choice be made. We can't submit the reward order with no choices. And if the leader doesn't make the choice, then we'll have to do it. So you want to make sure you get that information from your girls. The rewards happen automatically in the sense that buddy will figure out what level each girl reaches and what she's entitled to, and you can see that when you look at the final rewards when you view it, and you can click on each girl's name and see what she's entitled to. But the choices are not automatic, so you will have to make, as I just said, choices for most of the levels because most of them offer an opportunity for Do-Si-Do or the prize, and I think some have choices of prizes. So you do have to do that. Okay, and I think that's all I see about rewards.
That's good. If a customer has donated cookies but are sending to the military herself in Afghanistan, does that mean it goes in GOC? Yes, if you're going to take delivery of the cookies that are going to be given, you need to have them in GOC. The op-drop column is virtual. You will never see them. You'll be charged for them, and they will go automatically to Operation Cookie Drop.
And somebody's asking if she can enter orders and save them before submitting the entire order. Yes, as you receive them from the parents, you can enter them. Click on Save. Don't click Submit until you're all finished. If you do happen to click Submit by mistake, contact your service unit cookie chair. She can unsubmit your order so that you can add to it.
Cookies ordered via online are not recorded in eBuddy automatically. No, as we've said a few times, in-person delivery cookies are recorded. The kinds of cookies are not recorded in eBuddy, but the amounts paid for the cookies are recorded in a few places in eBuddy. If you click on the Girl Orders tab, you'll see that they're all the way to the right. You'll see negative numbers, and that means that the girl has digital orders that have been paid for, and you need to know what cookies she needs for delivery because customers have paid for the cookies, and you need to know what cookies she has to have so that those go in with the troop order and are delivered on delivery day so the girl can deliver them in person.
Somebody is asking about how they can find out how much Do-Si-Do the girls have. This is an older girl troop, and they've been saving up their Do-Si-Do or cookie credits. So those girls probably have cookie credits, which we used to issue in the form of a card that looked like a credit card. On the back of that card, there was the website. You could go to the website, put in your 3-digit code from the back of the card, and you can see how much money is on your card or how much is left on. They're good for 3 years. Last year, we sent in the email the CVV code, which is the 3-digit code. And I believe in the letter, we also gave the website for checking it. So you can do that. The other thing that you can do is bring the cards into a shop or bring the number into a shop. They can check it for you to see how much is left there.
Someone's asking, can I see all the girls' digital orders as a leader? Yes, eBuddy has several different places you can see digital orders. If you go to Girl Orders tab, you'll see, if you click on each girl, you can see what has happened digitally so far for that girl. So if she's got donated orders, you'll see totals for that. If she's got shipped orders, it will say cookies other and have total numbers. But the girl delivery numbers will not, what kinds of cookies or the number of cookies will not show up. You'll only see negative dollars all the way to the right on the on the girl orders tab. You'll see negative dollars, which means you need to find out what kind of cookies you have to order in eBuddy during initial order so that those cookies come on the truck. Also, in eBuddy, you can go to reports, and on the reports section, you can see there's a digital option. You can see what DOC orders have been placed, and you'll see totals there. You can also see it on your dashboard screen. If you scroll way down, you can see what in-person cookie deliveries are needed.
There's some more questions about rewards. And I'd like to say at this point, for those of you who are new especially, tomorrow night we will be having a webinar on placing your initial order, which will include initial order rewards. So you may want to sign up for that. Marian sent that link out this morning through eBuddy.
It's also on the dashboard.
And it's on the dashboard. So, and that's at 6:30. So basically when you go to order the rewards, there's two options when you click on rewards. One is initial and one is final. So you're going to click on initial, and that is where you're going to see what the girls have earned initially. You don't have to do anything except submit that order. It will all be figured out by eBuddy because there are no options for Do-si-do at the initial order level.
Can you provide a high-level overview of how we handle the rewards per girl and when? I'm not sure how high level this is, Sarah, but if you looked at the paper order card, all the way to the left are initial order rewards. Those are for whatever, those go with the order that you put into eBuddy that's going in for March 15th. Whatever the girl totals are there, that determines whether she's eligible for any of these initial order rewards. To the right of that, it says Final Girl Rewards, and there's a lot of different levels of rewards. Those are for the total sale. So if she gets 50 boxes now during initial order and 60 boxes during the goal getter or booth phase, then she will have sold 110 boxes and she's eligible for Do-si-do, which you see at the top there. She's also eligible for patches that appear in the lower right, and then for the item at 75 boxes. So rewards are cumulative. Anything that happens for the final reward is cumulative. So as she builds more sales, she can go up more levels and earn more things. She also will earn, and in rewards, you also will have the choice of an item or of Do-si-do. So those choices have to be made in eBuddy. eBuddy will not know automatically which the girl wants.
And by cumulative, we mean that they get everything up to the level that they reached. So if they sold 300 boxes, they would get the 75 box reward, the 125 box reward, and the 200 box reward. And at the 125 and 200, you would have to give us a choice of the item for the Do-si-do for that girl, but she'll get everything up to that level.
Someone's asking, can I as cookie chair see each girl's DOC orders that are to be delivered by the child? Well, I described a few different places you can look for that. You can look for that in reports. You can scroll way down on the dashboard and you'll see what girls need for in-person delivery. But the parent should be telling you what totals they need, and the parent can find that by clicking on cookie orders and then clicking select all and click export, and then they'll get an Excel spreadsheet of all the cookies that they need.
Another question that's come up, it's partially in here about ordering cookies for April. But the only thing that you do in the preseason is to order cookies for your preseason booths, which are the March booth sales, and where you selected a council-sponsored site or entered your own site for March booth sales. Initial order is entered in the 2018-19 season. There are no girls listed in the preseason because nothing happens for the girls in preseason. So in the regular season is where you'll assign the cookies to the girls, where you'll input your initial order, and also where you will order cookies for April and May booth sales. We have not opened that up yet. It will be opened after the initial order is submitted. Then you will be able to go in and order cookies for April and May booth sales. You'll be able to order goal-getter cookies, anything you want to order from the cupboard. And we will send out a notice in eBuddy as to when that's going to happen. Also, we will send out a notice to let you know when you will be able to start signing up for the council-sponsored booth sites for the April-May season. We'll send out that notice through eBuddy just as we did for the preseason booths.
Someone says we are a new troop, so our account does not have extra money. What have other troops done to cover the cost of rounded up boxes that haven't been sold yet? Well, as I mentioned before, some of them set up a booth and sell them that way. Your cookies are going to come to you to the service unit between April 6th and April 14th. The first sweep of the troop account will be May 1st. So you have a lot of time to sell those extra boxes. You can go door to door with the extra boxes. Another technique some people use is that some people go and deliver their cookies at their office, and often people will ask at the office, "Oh, I missed you, I didn't know." If you have some parents like that who are going to be delivering large amounts, it's helpful to send some of your extras with them because they usually can place some of those cookies and get them sold right then. But otherwise, I would suggest a booth. Do the orders from Digital Cookies show in eBuddy, or do I need to ask parents to send me those totals separately? As we've mentioned several times how to do that. I think you can ask your parents, and on line 63 of the paper order form, we do ask parents to give you a total so that you know what they need for in-person delivery along with what orders they've gotten on the paper order card. Is it too late to remove girls that are inactive or stop coming to the meetings? It is not, and you can contact customer care to have that happen. The per girl averages that eBuddy calculates are based on girls selling. Can we donate rewards other than Do-si-do? I'm not sure I know that answer. I'm not sure I understand that question. Can we donate rewards other than Do-si-do? Anyone else chime in?
Now, I'm not sure what that means either.
Okay.
Me neither.
So how do I know if my daughter has Do-si-do money from last year? Well, if she sold 110 boxes or more, she probably does. You could call product sales, but I would suggest you call next week, not this week, since lots of people are calling with questions about initial order, but we definitely would be able to answer your question in the future. What cookies will we get for GOC? When you put a total in GOC, those aren't, it doesn't actually order boxes. If you put your box, whatever the girl has gotten in donations in GFC, it counts across into her totals, but it does not order any boxes. GFC helps you keep track of what boxes you need for donation, and it helps with the Girl Rewards. It counts what donations she's gotten. But in the end, you probably are going to use the extra boxes left over from cases to fill your GFC need. And on the very bottom of your initial order screen, there's a math there's words, but it's really math. It's saying to you, if you ordered any cookies on the other line plus extras minus G of C, minus charity, and that balance is all the way over to the right. It shows you all your extra boxes, and then it figures out whether you have enough cookies for G of C or not. If you don't, the number all the way to the right will be a minus, or if you do, it will show you what the balance is after the charity boxes have been subtracted from your leftover total boxes. I'm scrolling down, so if anyone else sees a question they want to jump in on, please do.
Somebody is asking how to enter and submit the orders in eBuddy. We have, as we said before, we have a webinar tomorrow night at 6:30. The link is on your eBuddy dashboard, and we sent out an email this morning with the link. If you can't attend that webinar, we will record it, and you'll get all your information there, and we will show you in eBuddy how to do it.
What is the earliest dates we can order cookies for a booth we're doing at a local business in April? I think it probably will be the last week of March. As Roberta said earlier, we will send out an email to tell you that the cupboards have been opened and you can reserve cookies. I'm confused as a cookie chair. Can I see which type of cookies each member needs for DOC sales? Yes. It's on the dashboard way down. It is in reports. If you click on the reports tab, you'll see there's a whole DOC section that you can look at. That's a very helpful thing. Parents can get their totals on their digital dashboard, digital cookie dashboard, cookie orders. Click on that and select all, and then export what cookies they need.
I see a couple of questions regarding digital cookie in-person delivery orders after initial order. So as you may or may not know, we used to cut that off at the end of initial order, but this year we extended it until May 1st. So to get those cookies, somebody does have to put an order into the cupboard. They're just like a goal-getter order, except that they've been ordered online and they're already paid for. So if you're going to do booths in April or May, you're going to be coming to the cupboard for those cookies. So you can also collect the information from the girls or from your digital cookie site, and you can order those cookies by the box from the cupboard. And just remember that they're already paid for. Oh gosh, there was another question in now.
Well, someone
They say can suspend in-person orders. No, you cannot suspend that. What you can do if you absolutely refuse to come to the cupboard is let your parents know that if they approve an in-person order, then they're going to need to go to the cupboard and pick that order up, which they can do, but they will need to bring a copy of that order to confirm to us that it is an order that's been paid for. But you can also tell them if they don't approve the order, then it's not going to go through. Then whatever the person selected as the second option, which may have been donate or may have been cancel, that's what's going to happen.
Can we use the leftover cookies from March booths for April booths? Definitely. Yes.
When we go to enter cookies for a booth, that will be at the booth sites tab, right? I'm not sure what you're talking about. If you want to order cookies for a booth in April, you do that through your transactions screen. If you're talking about assigning cookies to a girl, That's done at the Girl Orders screen. The only thing you do at the Booth Sites tab is either select your council-sponsored booth site that you want, or enter your own troop booth site. So you're selling at the local donut shop. You would enter that in so that it goes to the cookie finder. And this will be posted. Our webinar will be, it's being recorded, and it will be available probably tomorrow on our website.
I'm not sure if you've mentioned it, Roberta, but a few people are asking about March booth sales, and I know you told people it's not part of initial order rewards. I just want to say anything the girls sold, you're going to give them credit for in the Girl Orders tab later in the season, and they will count toward final girl rewards, including
Right.
Do-Si-Do.
Now somebody's saying, I heard that the parents can enter their paper orders into Digital Cookie website so that the orange piece of the pie chart increases. I don't think this is possible. I, as the cookie chair, have to manually enter all paper orders, and then the parents can see the pie chart increase. I have heard from some troops where instead of ordering the paper order card orders in the initial orders, well, it's very confusing. I've had troops who have told me that the parents are entering all of their girls in-person delivery, no, all of their girls' order card cookies into Digital Cookie as an in-person order to themselves. I don't have any idea why, because you've collected from the customer, so that means that's really not the way to do it. They can do it, but it's really not the best way, because especially if a customer has made out a check to GSHH, that has to go to the troop. The individual can't do that. The parents might want to take all the cash and put it in their own account, and then put those cookies in Digital Cookie and pay for them with their credit card. They can do that, but to me, I think I don't think it's a clean way to handle it. So I would not encourage that. Marianne, have you heard people talking about that?
I cannot illuminate you on that. I don't know that.
Okay.
Someone's asking if we can post this to the YouTube channel today. We will get it up as soon as possible and we'll put it on the girlscoutshh.org website on the cookie page as soon as we can. And usually it's the next day. For booth sales, is it cash only? I saw someone post a picture with a sign that said credit accepted. Is there a mechanism for that? Some troops set themselves up using Square, and if you do that, it has to be tied to a troop account. It cannot be tied to a personal account. Our troop needs cookies for a March 24th booth. How can we obtain some? The March booth cookies had to be pre-ordered. I think you might contact the regional office where you would normally be getting cookies and see if they might have some, but pretty much we ordered what we needed based on what troops told us they wanted. So contact your local product salesperson and see if there are any available.
And I can tell you Poughkeepsie doesn't have any, and I don't think Montgomery does.
Montgomery doesn't.
Yeah, the chances are slim that you're going to be able to get any, but you might check around with other troops in your service unit, other troops that you know, because if they have cookies left over, they might be willing to transfer them to you. And that's easy to do. And then you're not or they're not responsible for paying for those cookies. And you could have cookies to sell. So that would be my suggestion. Contact other troops and see if anybody has cookies left. Somebody's asking about why the Joannes in Scarsdale never made it to eBuddy. We can only deal, well, first of all, we're given a list of the Joannes that will participate. And if they're in a mall that we already have sales in, so for instance, there's one in Poughkeepsie at the Poughkeepsie Plaza, but we already use the Poughkeepsie Plaza for booth sites. And so we can't use Joanne's separately because we use them all. So it's pretty much only the freestanding ones. I'm not sure about Palisades. Marianne, is that a different situation? Oops. I'm not hearing Marianne.
I'm sorry, I was answering a question, so I didn't hear the...
Somebody was asking about a particular Joanne's and why wasn't it made it into eBuddy, and I was saying that if it's pretty much only the freestanding ones, that if they're in a mall that we already utilize.
Yes.
So is it the same for Palisades? We can't use Joanne's into Palisades.
Oh, they've been closed for 10 years.
Oh, I'm sorry. I thought there was one. Okay. Fine.
It's very sad for Marianne who sews. They're gone.
Mm-hmm. Mm.
When another person is asking what we've answered a few times, that council will post some new opportunities for council arranged booth sales. It will be later in March. We have not announced that date yet. But I encourage you to find your own location because you might know of a place that's really good and it could be your own secret spot. I don't mean other troops couldn't sell there, but you might have an idea of a place that could sell and would be a good location for you. You are not limited to council arranged spots. You can go out there and find your own too.
Somebody's asking when final rewards are due. They're due May 20th, and it's in your troop cookie book on the back page, the last page 19. There's a list of important dates and it's in there.
And someone's asking if she did order cookies for Cookie Booth this week. How does she confirm picking up cookies this week? I think you should call the cupboard you planned to pick up at and confirm what date.
Or you can see it if you look in eBuddy in your transaction screen. If you entered a date and a time, you'll see it there under pickup. You
have to click on it.
Yes.
Sorry, if you didn't, what happens?
If you didn't, then you need to contact the person in that office and let them know when you're coming.
Okay,
and at this point in time, for most of us, email is better than phones. I don't know how many voicemails I have on my phone. It has not stopped ringing all morning. And I've only been able to listen to like 5 of them so far. So, but if you send me an email, it's much easier to respond to an email. It's quicker. I can open an email, and if I get interrupted, I can go back to it easily. So email is really the best way to reach us right now.
Okay, someone's asking about the 5-cent membership reward. If you registered by the early bird date and participated in fall product sale, there was a 5-cent bonus that you could get. That is coming from membership. It will not be listed in eBuddy, and it will be in ACH.
Yes. And if you have questions on who in your troop can earn it, you would need to contact your membership manager for that information.
Are all the donated cookies from initial order, so they need to give them money now or at delivery? If I recommend that people who are strictly donating, the girl should take the money if she's using her paper order card and someone says they want to donate 5 boxes, the girl should collect the $20 right then, because you're not going back to that house.
And for people who have questions about assigning cookies to Girls from Booth Sales, we will be doing a webinar that will cover that later on. That really doesn't have to be completed until the very end of the sale in May, so don't panic over it. Do we have a date for that webinar, Marian?
I can look.
Okay. Let's see.
I don't see that here.
Somebody is saying she entered, Sandra, you entered all your orders. You have one person who only did digital, and anybody who owes money. If it's giving a negative amount, that means that she's overpaid. So if you look at her digital cookies, if she had cookies for in-person delivery, the payment is showing for them. But if they were not added to her initial order, then the cookies are not there to balance that payment out. So if it shows a negative, then that actually means that she's overpaid. And if you're not clear on that, you can contact one of the product sales managers. We can look at it for you.
Our webinar on closing out the cookie sale step by step will be May 14th.
Okay, May 14th. Look for that. We'll be putting that on eBuddy too.
Someone's asking, here's the question I have. She says she gave me 40 paper orders, then she had 10 donations, and 40 girl deliver and 20 shipped. So now we're up to 110. Does that mean she has PGA of 110? Well, actually, she has 110, but so she will be getting do-si-do, but the troop has to have 110 per girl average PGA for the troop to earn another 5 cents per box. If we run out of cookies at a booth, can we take orders on our goal getter cards?
Well, my answer to that would be yes, you can, but you want to make sure that you're going to be able to deliver to those people. So I would say the first question you want to ask is, where do you live? Because, you know, they could be people who live 30 miles away from you, and you may not want to drive that far. But yes, you could do that. You need to let them know, though, that they won't get those cookies until the middle of April, because we won't have them in our cupboards until April 5th or something like that. So you won't be able to get them from us until probably the second or third week in April.
So I think the caution with that is at the booth, normally you're going to get the money and you're going to turn the boxes into the handover boxes, so you have a little bit of a risk on whether you want to take orders or not then. Do we have to say on the do we have a say on what the gift of caring cookies are like if we need 100 boxes? Who picks the kind? As we said earlier, the extra boxes that you have left over from the troop would be one place that you can get gift of caring cookies. If you have someone who's donating 100 boxes, you might be able to I'm not sure what your situation is, Nikisha, but you might be able to just go get 100 boxes of your choosing if you're delivering them as gift or caring cookies. And we've run out of time.
Yes, I was just going to say that. We'll be cut off shortly by GoToWebinar. So we thank you, and we want to give you a little more information for help. You can contact our customer care team. They're equipped to answer most questions, and if they can't, then they'll refer them to us. And oops, I missed a screen. Oops. Oh my goodness. Here we go. Okay, our next Lunch and Learn, is March 25th from 12 to 1. Check headlines and happenings on March 22nd for the link. And it will also be on our website. So thank you all very much. We hope it was worth your while. And we thank you. Go have lunch and have a great day. Bye-bye.
And will you close, Roberta? Would you click close? Stop recording.
I don't have an option to stop recording.
I'm not sure where mine went.
But I can close out. That'll do it.
True.